I recently sat down with Alex Faherty, CEO of the relaxed apparel brand Faherty, at the ICR Consumer Conference in Orlando. He opened up about building the company alongside his identical twin brother, and he shared what trends he sees shaping the industry right now. Take a listen.
So I started the brand with my identical twin brother, and since I was a little kid, he has told me what to wear, basically like every day of my life. He's always loved clothes, and we grew up in this small beach town in New Jersey called Spring Lake, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore. And so we grew up as surfers. Like, we would go to surf shops and buy all of our clothes. And then when we were teenagers, we moved to New York City. And so my brother, as like the guy who loved clothing, started shopping at Bloomingdale's and Ralph Lauren. And his senior year in high school, he wrote his college essay on starting the brand, which was basically a brand that merged our two lives that we had, the life at the beach to our life in the city, to create a brand that kind of we could wear when we're in the city or when we're at the beach. And since we were 18, we said one day we're gonna have a clothing company. And so Mike went and worked, studied fashion in college, and he worked at Ralph Lauren for almost 10 years. And then I went into private equity and investment banking after college. And so 13 years ago, we decided to quit our jobs to kind of start this dream brand that we always had talked about since we were kids.
And now you have 83 stores across the country. You're opening one in France. How did it turn into such a big business?
That's a great question. I think some of it was, we had a business plan and a strategy from when we started, and that was us studying a lot of other brands and how they did it. And it was kind of piece by piece. We started as a wholesale business. So most of our business in the first few years was selling to department stores and specialty clothing stores across the country. And then we started opening up a few stores. We saw some success with the stores. Then we saw more success online. And so it's just kind of been like step by step. I think a lot of it is like trying to create a brand that can differentiate itself in a very crowded market. And for us, it's been really about like, we are casual. Like, we love casual. Like, that is our vibe. We grew up at the beach. But I think also being able to add some fashion elements of New York or LA into that brand, I think has been something that customers really want. Because it's like, brands used to just be like, oh, surf shop or outdoor shops. And then they were like department stores. I think being able to merge the two and bringing in innovation and interesting fabrics and great feels and touch to this like more casual segment, I think has been really has been a big piece of it.
Is that how you would describe the brand aesthetic, casual with a New York vibe?
I would describe it as a brand that has this sort of like American outdoor beach sort of lifestyle kind of mixed within fashion, beautiful fabrics, great quality, to kind of like bring those two together. Because a lot of brands that are fashion brands tend to be very serious and to be like more stuff you wear going out. I think for us, it's finding that right balance of the two. And but listen, we're lucky because this brand is our last name on it. So much of it is the things that we like, and my wife's in the business, my mom's in the business. What are they like? And it's all us to kind of create whatever our version is of what Faherty is, which is such a gift to have that.
And despite having a more classic aesthetic, you're also an innovator in this space. How do you balance the two of those, and how have you innovated?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to my brother Mike. He's the chef. He's picking the ingredients, and so he's really done an amazing job of taking all the innovation that's happened into fabric, which is like with stretch and with comfort. And taking that into kind of our kind of more American heritage aesthetic and kind of merging those two, because you have activewear on one end and you have sort of fashion on the other, and sort of blending those two worlds when it comes to fabric and comfort and feel, I think has been a big part of our success.
And as we wrap up the holiday season, it is wrapped up, it's January, but what trends did you observe during the last holiday season? I
think people are dressing up more. So I think, we're coming out of a cycle post-COVID of a lot of casual, very casual, everyone wearing lounge and activewear. And I think we're seeing more people dress up. So I think things on our end that are a little bit more wear out than sort of wear at home. We saw a lot of success there. But I think we're getting into like, people are starting to dress up, look cool. Fashion's becoming more, interesting, and there's a lot more newness. There's a lot more silhouettes. So I think it's just fun. It's a really fun time to be in the industry because the customer wants new and wants fun and wants some fashion.
Do you think the trend or the move toward dressing up is kind of a response to being inside a lot during the pandemic, wearing a lot of athleisure? I know people were in the pandemic. Women kind of stopped wearing heels. Do you think people are excited to get dressed up again and go out into the world?
Totally. People are dressed up to go out in the world. People are just, I think, dressed up to look and feel good. And fashion and clothing is such an expression of someone's, how they're feeling and their personality and their identity. I think people are expressing themselves more and more with that. So we're 6 years out of the pandemic. I think now it's like we're starting to see that really, really play out.
Are you adjusting your offerings or product line to accommodate that move?
Yeah, for sure. Like in men's, we're making more blazers because more and more guys are wearing blazers. Like I was here, 3 years ago, and every guy was wearing a quarter zip, like not really blazers. So I think guys are dressing up and going a little bit back to what they were wearing before the pandemic. So you're still seeing a little bit of business casual for sure, but it's becoming a little bit more formal. And so we've got to kind of adjust and evolve and make sure we have that piece of our range accounted for so that we have what our customer wants.